Hi, my name is Lilika. Okay, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet because dual coding is really not that complicated of a subject to cover, but I think it can be pretty useful, so I'm still making a video about it anyway. The dual coding theory is a theory by Alan Pavio that postulates that the formation of mental imagery aids in learning. According to Alan Pavio, there are two channels for processing information: verbal associations and mental imagery. If both are used at the same time when learning, there is a higher likelihood that the information will be remembered, since there are two places to recall the information from. For example, when I say the word apple, what comes up in your mind's eye might either be like actually just a picture of an apple, whether that's like red or green or whatever it is. Maybe it's an apple tree, maybe it's the word apple but like printed out in a book because you read it in a book at some point. There are lots of ways that you can memorize information, and the more places you have to recall it from, the higher the likelihood that it'll be a memory that you can recall easily and not forget in the long term. This theory is mostly used in schools. It's used to transfer information to students in a way that is easily understandable and that sticks. For examples of ways that that's kind of used by teachers specifically in the context of a classroom is one, a quiz. A quiz can be very helpful. Sometimes when I'm writing like an exam for math, I'll remember how to do a specific equation based off of what the text looked like in a quiz that someone gave me when I was still learning the information. Number two is flashcards. Flashcards are a great way to train your brain to retrieve information on command. It really aids in memorization, and that's why it's something that's used especially at a lower level in like young primary school class level, because it's pretty straightforward and not very complex, so it's easy to get and the information still sticks in your brain no matter how kind of elementary the principle behind it is. The third one is definitions. The biggest way that I would remember equations for my physics exams was just remembering literally what the text looked like in the definition page of my textbook. I remember the exact like font and coloring of what the equation looked like in my textbook. Again, it forms visual imagery that is correlated to verbal associations, and that's the entire point of dual coding, so it works very well. The fourth one is a timeline. Timelines can be useful because they visually represent the steps in a cycle. Complex processes like the water or nitrogen cycle can be made fairly simple and easy to understand when visually represented via a timeline. It can help a big idea seem a lot less complicated, and it'll help you to, again, have that mental imagery in your head that'll help you aid in the recall of the information later on. Though similar, dual coding doesn't really involve learning styles. The four learning styles, you have the kinesthetic, the visual, the auditory, and the read-write learning. There's actually a lot more evidence that backs up the improvement in a student's learning via using dual coding than the improvement in the learning via, teaching them it in their specific learning style. And the two aren't related whatsoever. That's a common misconception, so I thought I'd clear that up. If you're maybe a student like me and you're homeschooling yourself and you don't have a teacher to kind of help you in the use of dual coding, I suggest watching YouTube videos, specifically Khan Academy and the Organic Chemistry Teacher. Both these channels have a kind of Blackboard voiceover-esque style to their teaching. So what they're saying and the equations they're speaking about, they're writing down as they're teaching you about it. And that way you have the visual imagery in the writing down of the content, but also the verbal association in the hearing of, the lecturer or the teacher speaking to you via the YouTube video. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'm always happy to reply. If you really liked the video, subscribe. I would appreciate it. But thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, and good luck on your studying journey.